I'm not sure what the Hive has done to enrage the Navy, but ever since Rihanna's recent Fenty event, there has been a lot of talk about how Beyoncé has always hated Rihanna and vice versa. Then, after both of them missed the 2024 Met Gala, there was a whole social media discussion about how Beyoncé and Rihanna were fighting to be the last person to show up. Can we please address these concerns and put this issue to rest once and for all? Did Beyoncé really try to harm Rihanna's career? Did she sabotage Tyra Marie's career? Chris Brown did not pose as much of a danger to Rihanna as he did when Rihanna and Jay-Z had a serious romance. Put paw on Rihanna since Jay-Z given him an STD.
Right. And that's because Jay-Z worked so hard to change the narrative of that night.
Well, let's start at the beginning. As everyone knows, Beyoncé was the pioneer in the industry. When Rihanna joined after her hit song was played again, she naturally signed to Jay-Z's record label, which allowed her to interact with Beyoncé as well. Initially, Rihanna was actually singing Beyoncé's praises and repeatedly remarked that she looked up to Beck.
And so has she given you any kind of advice or...
Yeah, she actually wrote me this cute little letter and she signed it with her autograph. It was so cute. When I first met her, and she wrote, she was telling me, just let loose when you perform and just have fun.
In an alternative interview, Rihanna also talked about how Beyoncé should be the model for all other artists.
The first thing I saw, was her beauty and how beautiful she was. And then I listened to her music and I loved her music. She's incredibly talented. I think she's what every female artist should strive to be or strive to be.
That Beyoncé really had a role in ensuring that Elle Reid gave Rihanna a chance rather than Tyra Marie. And an extract from her memoir, Singing to Me about my journey of creating music, discovering magic, and figuring out who's next. Elle Reid said that he had only seen Rihanna in the corridor and had no idea that she was a singer or anything. To him, she was just a gorgeous girl waiting outside of someone's office. However, Jay-Z had heard what Rihanna had to say and had pushed for her to be signed. Additionally, after signing Rihanna, Elle Reid wrote, I had nothing to do with Jay-Z and his crew when they created the music video for her first album. What's amusing about Rihanna's success is that we signed two females at the same time, Rihanna and a gorgeous young woman called Tyra Marie.
Rihanna. And we had a showcase. And at the showcase, there were two artists performing. Her name is Tyra Marie, and she's a really sweet girl. And the truth is I was paying a little more attention to her than I was to Rihanna.
Elle Reid said that after seeing both Rihanna and Tyra perform, he was leaning toward making Tyra his star performer. However, Beyoncé gave him a special look and instructed him to choose R, which is how he ended up selecting Rihanna over Tyra.
Beyonce just gave me one of those looks, and he said, that Rihanna girl, she's a beast. And she looked away, right? And I was like,
I don't think that any of my fans should feel any sort of negative way towards Rihanna because she has nothing to do with my situation. She's not the reason that I got dropped, honey. That was because Bey was the one allegedly in the label's ear. Well, at the time, a lot of people said that the real reason Beyoncé wanted Rihanna to be picked over Tyra was that Bey felt that Riri wasn't much of a threat, but she apparently felt threatened by Tyra Marie's talent and basically just sabotaged her. For all intents and purposes, Rihanna is the greatest hit creator. When it comes to Bey and Rihanna, Rihanna is actually one of the best-selling artists of all time, having sold over 250 million records worldwide. Beyoncé, on the other hand, has sold about 200 million records, which is impressive as well.
I don't think that any of my fans should feel any sort of negative way towards Rihanna because she has nothing to do with my situation. She's not the reason that I got.
But not as impressive as Rihanna's over 250 million. Additionally, Rihanna hasn't released a song in a long time. Additionally, there has been discussion on Beyoncé's several rejections from Rihanna. This has also surfaced lately, as someone uploaded a video of a lady walking by vacant shelves with a message. Beyoncé searching for unopened Rihanna shows off her ability to search for unused demos from Rihanna. The one instance in which it was evident that Beyoncé and Rihanna were having an affair was when the latter released the song Bow Down, which seemed to be an instruction to all other female artists, including Rihanna, to bow down because she is the queen. Reacting to Bey's statement that she should bow down, Rihanna wrote, "I only know how to be number one. I could use a challenge how that feel when you're down there on your knees, huh?" At the same time, she also reposted an article declaring herself the queen of pop and captioned it, "It's only March people #2013 is already owned hashtag." Keep listening, but here's the thing. Brothers Rock City, the songwriting team behind Rihanna's hit songs, Man Down, We Can't Stop and Replay, revealed in a podcast that they wrote the song in 9 minutes for the singer. When she rejected it, they gave it to Beyoncé, which would imply that Beyoncé lied through her teeth about how she came up with the song.
The reason I put out Bow Down is because I woke up, I went into the studio, I had a chant in my head. It was aggressive, it was angry. It wasn't the Beyonce that wakes up every morning. It was the Beyonce that was angry. It was the Beyonce that felt the need to defend herself. And if this song never comes out, okay, I said it. And I listened to it after I finished, and I said, this is hot. I'm gonna put it out. I'm not gonna sell it. I'm gonna just put it out. People like it, great. They don't, they don't.
Don't kid. There has also always been the question of whether Jay-Z had an affair with Rihanna. As everyone knows, there were rumors back then that Jay-Z was seeing Riri, but Riri's publicist also claimed that the rumor was started in order to further Rihanna's career. In an email, the PR stump stated that they did it out of desperation to help break Pond the Replay. It was reckless, and they didn't think it would work. They were just throwing spaghetti at a wall to see what would stick. The publicist added, "I'm ashamed that I'm even talking about this. I just want to put this rumor to rest once and for all, baby. I've seen enough in Hollywood to know that people get paid to say anything." If you ask a lot of people, they will tell you that the publicist was thrown under the bus to try and cover the affair anyway, allegedly as retaliation for hooking up with our man. They also said that they didn't think it would be that big of a story. Beyoncé went behind Rihanna's back and persuaded her label to leak her album ahead of schedule. For those who may not be aware, Anti leaked Untitled earlier than it was expected to, which led to Rihanna releasing it herself and giving away free download codes so her fans could hear the album without having to pay for it.
Chris Brown has his first herpes outbreak from a celebrity girlfriend who he was set up with, and it was supposed to be this and it was supposed to be that, and he was there so people wouldn't pay attention to the fact that she was Jay-Z.
However, there's something even more intriguing about the Jay-Z-Rihanna affair. It's supposedly the case that Chris Brown physically assaulted Rihanna the night before the Grammy Awards because she had given him an STD from Jay-Z. Chris Brown was set up with a famous girlfriend, and it was meant to be this or that. He was there to make sure people wouldn't notice that she had herpes. This is when Brown had his first breakout of the disease. Jay-Z was supposedly coerced into lying about what had transpired, much like Rihanna's publicist, Chris Brown. But in actuality, Jay-Z's romance with Rihanna is the reason why the two have never gotten along and the reason why Beyoncé and Rihanna have never been best friends. Let me know what you think in the comments section below, and let's settle this once and for all. Honey, considering how closely both Riri and Beyoncé worked with Jay-Z, even I have to admit that it's a bit sus that they've never worked together. Was it because of the affair? Did Chris Brown really lie about what happened? And does Rihanna still feel any way about Beyoncé trying to ruin her career?